Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks to Riding with the Cowboy. Well, tonight we got a lot to cover. There's a lot going on, free agency and football and a lot of other sporting activities. But first we're going to the Buccaneers. We've released our tackle in free agency as with Donovan Smith, as we know we were going to. Leonard Fournette, Cameron Brate's been released. Every player on the 23 free agents, none of them have been re-signed, so they're all free agents as of the 15th of March. No franchise tag was used on any player of the Buccaneers. And for all you Sports Talk with the Cowboy fans, we know this is going to be a painful offseason. It's going to be a painful next year. And, it's going to be tough because we're in cap hell, as you know. And we're $55 million under the cap. We have to have zero to have plus to go out. So we're going to have more than $55 million to really go out and get some of our players re-signed. And it's a terrible situation. And so that's where we are with the Buccaneers. It's very dire. The free agency starts on March the 15th. We can't even match the franchise tag. If we put a franchise tag on a player, we have to pay him what the average of that position, the top four in the NFL is. So if we was to do that to Jamel Dean, a lot of people thought we would, that'd be $18 million we'd have to guarantee Jamel Dean under the franchise tag. So, see, we can't do that when we're $55 million underneath in the negative. The Buccaneers working that out. No news on any player movement as far as coming in. A lot of it going out. So a lot of trades going on, as we know since the last show. Derek Carr, ex-Raider quarterback, now with the New Orleans Saints. It's big because it's in our division. So now we have a Derek Carr at New Orleans. I would say the best quarterback they've had there since Drew Brees. So we've got some movement going on, and it does affect us as Buccaneer fans all over the league, and especially in our division this time of year. Very important time of year for us as a team. And, we want to shoot straight. We on Sports Talk with the Cowboy here. We're 76ers. We were with them in the first game they were ever played. I was in the stadium against Philadelphia when the Bucs won their first playoff game, and old Ray J. Doug Williams was a quarterback. That's how old the old Cowboy is. And I'm here to tell you this. It's going to be a rough road in 2023. Okay? There's no question about it. But we'll be with them. And we'll keep you posted on what goes on. Aaron Rodgers has met with the Jets. He is possibly going to be traded from Green Bay. The Green Bay Packers have allowed him to speak with the New York Jets. And the New York Jets are discussing from yesterday and today with Aaron Rodgers for a trade that would send Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers to the New York Jets. Very massive. Lamar Jackson, quarterback, Baltimore Ravens, free agent on the market. There's an offer can be made. If the Ravens don't accept it, he becomes their player. And the Ravens will receive 2 first-round draft picks. That's the deal. All the free agents are moving around. It's a very, very important time. Keep you posted on the NFL. The next week's show will be closer to that 15th date, and we'll see a lot more movement. And as far as the Bucs concerned, nothing positive other than what we knew before, that we were going to have to tear down the team. This is a rebuild, no matter what anybody tells you. It's a complete rebuild. Should have been a rebuild at the head coach position with Todd Bowles being gone, but it's not. I know he's the great coach. We've heard it. We also watched him lose us a game against the Rams, calling the zero blitz. We could have won that game, possibly won the Super Bowl year before last. And you can see what he did as the head coach this year. And listen, take the blame as it was. He was 8-10 with the greatest football player that's ever played the game. Okay? Did he win his division? Yeah. Did he win 3 games out of the ones he won with last 2 minutes of Brady heroics? Yes. So, nothing against Todd Bowles. I wish him well. If he does fail, it wouldn't surprise me. And maybe it is meant to fail. If you keep watching the free agency, we'll just see how that plays out. You true Buck fans know what I'm talking about. We're going to move on now to the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are preparing for April 1st start of the regular season. They've been playing their spring training ball up at the Wildwood Sports, but they now moved back to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. They're preparing for Major League Baseball starting. There's some great big new rule implements this year in baseball. There's a 30-second rule for you as a pitcher. You've got to throw the ball in 30 seconds. If you do not, the base runner advances. The bases are a little bit smaller. They're actually going to be smaller. So if you're a base stealer, that's going to be important. And if you're a pitcher, if you throw back to try to get a runner out on a base. If you go to do that 3 times, the third time, you don't get him out. He moves to the next base. So there's a lot of great innovations that are being seen by us this year in regular season baseball. On the baseball front, we've suffered again a loss with our starting pitching rotation for about 4 to 6 weeks. But most of our pitchers of the 5 are preparing themselves. There's a long time left. We've got about 3 more weeks of spring training. But as far as our hitting's concerned, I think they're going to try to go with Lau, Margot, and Juan DeFranco and hope that they stay healthy and they can hit for them during the year. I think they got great pitching, and they hope that. Bring some of the AAA guys from Durham. They haven't went and got any offense for the Braves as far as new bats since last year's debacle in the playoffs. So we're wishing that we see something happen, and we still got time before the regular season starts. But those are some things to look for with the Rays. And now we're going to move on to the Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning, 15 games left before the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're in 3rd place in their division. They've ran it in 5-game losing streak. Terrible defensive play by the Lightning in the last 5 games. They've just looked terrible and giving up 2 and 3 and 4 points every night. The defense is terrible. And we talked about it on Sports Talk with KowBoy last year. Me and DJ X were talking about a guy named Ryan McDonough, who's up in the Nashville Predators now. It was the captain of the New York Rangers. It was here when we made all the runs to win the Stanley Cups and be in the Stanley Cups. He was the defense man along with Hedman, and he ran his line so effective. He's gone, and guess what happened now? We're near playoff time. We're having problems with defense. But we're praying that the defense can get back on. We wish we'd seen more of a trade for some defensemen before the deadline, but reason why the general manager of the Lightning decided not to do that. But we're still pulling for the Lightning. They're going to make the playoffs, but we need them to start playing better hockey. Now we're going to get ready for the 71st run of the 12 Hours of Sebring. We're moving on to Motorsports because in a week, the Sebring International Raceway will host the 71st running of the 12 Hours of Sebring, presented by Mobile. It is the birthplace of endurance in North American racing, the second of the 30 crown jewels of endurance racing, Rolex 24 Hours Daytona, the 12 Hours of Sebring, and Le Mans, the 24 Hours of France. Yes, this is the 3 Triple Crown races that all endurance drivers have to win to call themselves great. So our home base here is in Sebring, and the International Raceway will be hosting that 71st running of that race next week out at the Sebring International Raceway. There'll be 4 different classes of cars running at the same time. But the major class, Grand Touring Prototypes, or GTPs, will have 4 factory entries this year. These are factory-backed teams: the Cadillac, the BMW, the Porsche, and the Acura. So this is going to be some fantastic racing at the highest end of these 4 classes, the fastest and strongest cars. So it's going to be great racing out that 71st running of the 12 Hours Sebring. We'll keep you posted here at Sports Talk with the KowBoy about the goings-on, and hopefully keep you posted on what's going to happen out at the track. And now we're going to go to our questions, and the first one's from Bill. And Bill is from Tampa, and Bill wanted to know who I thought would be the quarterback in 2023 for the Bucs. Bill, it's real simple. Kyle Trask is going to be the quarterback, probably. I don't suspect there's going to be much of a move for him. Why go get a rookie in the draft when you got a rookie that's never put in? And he was drafted to do this one day, and this day came. So why not let him be the quarterback? You don't have any money to go get one. Thank you for your question, Bill. The next question is from Judy, and Judy's in Lake Placid, and Judy wanted to know what I thought about the Jacksonville Jaguars and Calvin Ridley. Judy, Calvin Ridley got suspended the whole of last year for gambling on a football game. And he was taking his team into gambling. And I thought it was a pretty severe penalty for Calvin Ridley. But Judy, he'll be back with the Jacksonville Jaguars next year, and this will be a big plus for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which they're on the roll anyhow, Judy. Thank you for your question, Judy, from Lake Placid. And the last one's from Zorez. Zorez from Wachula. Zorez wanted to know what I thought about the Dominican Republic's baseball schools that taught the young men to play baseball. And I think that's something Americans don't realize. The Dominican Republic, off the coast of Florida, has schools for their young men from the age of 9 all the way to 16, and they learn baseball. They learn how to play baseball. They play baseball, intramural baseball. They play baseball every day. Baseball is part of their lives. And that does generate a lot of people Good question, because it generates a lot of players that are in our minor league systems that go into the Major League Baseball, and you wonder how them all come from a little island, Dominican Republic. And that's a great question. God bless you for it, because that's where they come from. They come from those schools. Thank you for your question, and God bless you for your questions. DJ X, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know how it is. Let's get right into it, buddy. The police, our good friends, the police, won't be charging Ja Morant. What you think about that?
Well, I don't think the state's attorney, maybe the state's attorney, the police didn't decide to charge John Morant.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to try to tell them. They don't listen, and they never will. Sometimes you can't tell them no different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in this day and age, people, let's be realistic about it. You can't go out to no strip club and show the gun to somebody and say, "Here, I got a gun. I'm out in public." Let me explain this to you, John Morant. You live in the world of money. The money ain't the ghetto. Okay? Get off the street. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can buy the street.
Mm-hmm.
Get up on off it. Okay? Because the powers to be, they're not going to accept that behavior. That's all. And any other sports, man, it just ain't going to happen.
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
It ain't against you, John. It's against any of them. If they stupid, they go. That's it.
Play sports. Leave the streets alone.
On the street, and you can pave them in gold.
Mm-hmm. If you wanted to. Mm-hmm. All right. Isaiah Pacheco's Super Bowl helmet is headed to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What you think about that?
Well, I think that's a great thing for Pacheco. He was a great instrumental running back from Rutgers, played for Kansas City this year, and he was just delightful to watch run.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great back, and that's great that they sent the helmet to the Hall of Fame.
Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tuna Ford could fill the void left by DJ Jones.
I think he can't. I think he can fill the void.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see, and time will tell.
Will.
But he has the attributes to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. All right. Let's go to the boards here. San Francisco 49ers finding George Kittle a running mate. Who do you think?
They'll be looking for tight ends in the draft, I'm sure, and in free agency.
Yeah.
And free agency's coming up. They've got about $60 million over the cap. They got a good team. And when you got a good team, you don't have to build the team. You can just go get that extra. Go out and get the dressing on the salad.
Mm-hmm.
When you're the Bucs, your bowl's empty. Your lettuce is all. They done called in the ticket. Ain't nothing left.
Mm-hmm. That's
but with you, if you're the 49ers and George Kittle, you got that extra money, you can just go out and get another friend to be tight end or a good guard to block for me when I catch that pass.
Right. I agree. Dominican Republic squeaks out a 9-0 win versus Braves B team.
We just had that question tonight on our show about the Dominican Republic. And their B team beat the Braves. Was it the Braves?
It was the Dominican Republic won over the Braves B team.
Okay, there you have it. We just talked about the small countries.
Basically, the blowout.
And it was an exhibition game, but I'm just saying the talent down there is massive. If you're a baseball scout on this earth, you get you a plane out of Miami to the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
And land it out there. You know, all the kids, they won't be looking at them little video machines. They'll be out there playing baseball all over the place. So these kids play baseball all over this island.
Mm-hmm.
DJX just told you why.
Yep. So, all right, Kansas City Chiefs. 0% chance Orlando Brown signs with Chiefs.
Orlando Brown has had a hard fight. You know, they've had financial situations with Kansas City, and he wants a big payday. He wants a guarantee like all football players. So if they go and they get injured for the rest of their lives, they get their money. And he thinks he's earned it.
Yeah.
He's been in 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, and they've won 2 of them. And he figures, hey, I earned it.
Right.
And if everybody else is getting payday and it's my turn standing in line to get mine, and I don't want the bank to dry up on me.
Right. Let me get a little bit of that action. All right.
Put meat on that bone. Leave a little meat on that bone.
I'm going to leave it off right there.
Thank you, DJ X, and God bless you, everyone, for supporting this show. I want you to continue to share it. Send your comments, your questions. We love to answer the questions. Send them in. Be good to your neighbor. Be good to everyone, because we need a lot more kindness on this earth. Till next show, KowBoy out.